Yo, what's going on, everybody? Straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston. And today we're back for episode 57 of the Georgia State Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14 on the PlayStation 3. And today it is time for that yearly matchup against South Alabama, our biggest rivals. We're going up against the other person in this dynasty, Burns. If you guys do not know, and some people still don't know this is actually an online dynasty. It's a two-person online dynasty. It's been that way the entire time. Burns, Sam, whatever you want to call him, his YouTube channel is going to be in the description. XX, the Burns2211XX. He controls the South Alabama Jaguars, and we have been in the same conference with him every year in this dynasty, so we play him at least once a year, and we even matched up in the conference championship in the Sun Belt last year. Coming into this game, I have a 3-1 record against him in the 4 games that we played. The home team has won each matchup. I won in year 1 in the Georgia Dome. He won in year 2 from Mobile in South Alabama, and then we had 2 matchups in year 3. One was at the Georgia Dome, and then the conference championship was also at the Georgia Dome. So the home team has won each time, and we're once again in the Georgia Dome. So the 4th time in 5 matchups that we played in Georgia State's home. Now I believe it got screwed up this year because we did switch conferences, and I imagine that resets a lot of the home away stuff with matchups like this. But nonetheless, you can see Justin Wagner's deep down the sideline. He's going to get into the end zone, and Georgia State is on the board first. A 7-0 lead for the Panthers on the 54-yard touchdown pass to Justin Wagner. Now Bilal Marshall is going to scramble to the outside. Strickland is chasing, and he's going to bring him down short of the first down marker, so that forces a punt away. South Alabama has a very potent offense. They're a little bit weaker on defense than we are, so we're going to have to try and take advantage of that. If we can stop their offense, get a couple stops here and there, then I think we can win this game. But we end up punting it away on our next drive, so South Alabama with another chance here. Down the sideline, that is going to be Caleb Blanchard, the starting halfback. If you guys remember the matchups from last year, South Alabama had a stud running back by the name of Jay Jones. He has graduated, but he was a Heisman contender last year, and it's going to be a good thing we don't have to face him again this year because he torched us a couple times. Caleb Blanchard is having a tough time filling in those shoes. That's going to be a 3-yard loss, forcing a field goal, so 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Ross Jackson, 15-yard pickup, and now it's 3rd and 4, handoff to Kyler Neal up the middle. He's going to pick up a first down. So now the drive continues. 1st and 10, man in motion. We're going to go play action right here. We've been running the ball a lot in the first quarter trying to set up play action, but that was a bad choice right there. I believe South Alabama ran a zone right there, and I ended up having to look off my first option, Rufus Warren, tried to check down, and did not see the man coming up and making the interception. So 5:10 to play in the second. Bilal Marshall, tons of room to the outside. He scrambles across the 30, inside of the 20, cuts inside of the 15, and that'll be a 29-yard pickup for the senior standout. 1st and 10, Marshall dropping back, now scrambling to the right side. He's going to take it off once again. This time he slides, tries to avoid fumbling here. That would be a huge turnover for the Jaguars. Triple read option, pitch to Blanchard, and he's in for the score, giving South Alabama the lead 10-7 on the 7-yard touchdown run from Jay Jones' replacement, Caleb Blanchard. But we take over, 2:40 to play. Johnson looking right side on the corner route. Paul Walker is there. He's going to back juke, make a man miss, break a tackle, and he's inside of the 30. A big 38-yard pickup for Paul Walker, and now 1st and 10. We're going to hand it off to Blake Gardner up the middle, picking up about 7 or 8 yards right there. Nice gain from the sophomore running back from Michigan. Now Justin Wagner on the right side. That'll be a 14-yard pickup inside of the 5, handoff to Neal, who's going to get his way into the end zone for the score, and we go back up 14-10. So the offense starting to show out on both sides a little bit right here. 52 seconds to play in the second quarter. Marshall deep on the outside. That's going to be caught. That is Dejan Funderbunk for the big pickup, and now at about midfield. 1st and 10, Marshall trying to scramble to the outside. Hobson misses the dive tackle, and he's got all the space in the world inside of the 40, goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Now 38 seconds left, 1st and 10. Marshall dropping back once again, scrambling. This time we have contained, or we have a spy actually, but he fires it downfield, and that's caught. Touchdown Anthony Thompson, a 34-yard pickup into the end zone, and Marshall is having his way right now with this Georgia State secondary. Now 30 seconds left. Johnson trying to put up at least 3 more on the board. We're going deep. Justin Wagner across the middle for the first down at about midfield. Now 1st and 10, 25 seconds to play. We're going to go corner streak once again, or strike I should say. That's going to be caught. Walker, so good on those corner routes, picking up a big gain. 20 seconds left. Johnson looking right side. This time he's caught by Rufus Warren, who stumbles, but he gets inside of the 10-yard line. A 21-yard pickup. Now 11 seconds left. We come to the line and check out this mismatch. Justin Wagner is being controlled by being matched up against a user-controlled linebacker. Well, you know he's going to find himself open on this play. Back of the end zone, in for the score, and Georgia State retakes the lead. So 3 touchdowns in the final couple of minutes of this half, and Georgia State will take a 21-17 lead heading into the half. Now South Alabama receives the kickoff, so this has the makings of a back-and-forth type of game heading into the second half. 7:35 to play. Here comes Bilal Marshall to the outside. Again, it's Dejan Funderbrunk to the corner and picking up a 26-yard gain. Now 3rd and 4. Bilal Marshall looking for the screenplay this time. It's Blanchard who's going to pick his way for the first down. Now, I ran a zone there on 3rd and 4. That was not smart. I've been fiddling around with some zones throughout today, trying to switch things up because he was eating up my man coverage, especially when he did plays like this on the run. So I decided to go zone there, and it did not work out. We didn't have anyone in the flat. I believe we ran cover 2 sink, which was not a good play against the screen. So 2nd and 10. That is for a first down inside of the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal, hand off to Blanchard, up the gut for the score. And South Alabama once again retakes the lead. Another lead change in this game. And let's see if this time the South Alabama defense can hold on. Johnson looking. He's going to find his check down Blake Gardner, who breaks a tackle. Or not really breaks tackle, but forces his way forward for a 9-yard gain. 3rd and 2, hand off to Gardner up the middle, picks up the first down, and gets 11 yards on the total gain. 2nd and 10. Now Johnson dropping back. Tons of time looking over the middle, but that was a stupid choice. I tried to float that one over the linebacker, but it turns out I guess I held it down for too long. You guys can blame me on that one, but tried to float it over him, ended up not being able to execute. So it's an interception, and now South Alabama has a chance to go up 2 possessions with another score, or with another touchdown. That's to the left side. There is Matt Davis. It's Matt Davis or Kyle Clifford. I always get them confused. And that is actually going to be Kyle Clifford. 42-yard pickup inside of the 5-yard line. Read option, I should say. Marshall keeps it himself up the middle. 1-yard touchdown rush. And South Alabama goes up by 10 with just about 9 minutes to play in this game. Read option on 3rd and 4. Johnson breaks the tackle and picks up the first down. The defensive end completely whiffed right there on that play. But Johnson looking deep, and again, trying to be too cute there. I tried to throw that deeper, like I held down the left analog, or the right analog, or whatever one it is, and tried to throw it deeper than the route, so because like I had him beat, but he just ended up, I guess the defensive back recovered in time, and the throw was not where I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be deeper, so that if anything, my receiver would have to make a diving catch to make the play. But turns out the game didn't see it that way. He just threw a normal route, which was an easy interception. So that was not my intention. Once again, kind of poor execution and a little bit of a cute play. But we get a fumble recovery here, so we still have life. 6:42 to play, only down by 2 possessions. We are still in this ball game. Johnson scrambling to the right side. Rufus Warren picks up 9 yards in the catch. 2nd and 1. Johnson play action fake. Once again dumping it off on the blitz. And Neal ends up making a man miss and picks up the first down. Now 2nd and 14. Johnson looking. He's going to go left side. Finds Paul Walker, who just makes the turn right there. Beautiful play. So now it's 1st and 10. Johnson under the shotgun set, dropping back, feels the rush, fires it deep, and a great play by the cornerback right there, jumping in front of the route. I tried to throw that one back to the, because I guess our receiver had the inside position right there, so I tried to throw that a little bit short, but it was a great play by the defensive back, one that I did not see coming. He undercuts the route and ends up getting the interception. So now all South Alabama has to do is run out some clock. Left side on a curl route on 2nd and 11. That's going to be a 15-yard pickup from Matt Harris. 2nd and 6. Marshall handed off to Caleb Blanchard up the middle across the 54, first down, 11-yard pickup. Now 2:16 to play. The clock is running. Tick, 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 tick. Bilal Marshall to the left side. No one to beat, and he is in. Touchdown, and that should seal the game. An extra point will make it a 2-possession game, and South Alabama looks like it's going to come away with its first ever victory in the Georgia Dome. Let's see if the Georgia State offense can get something going. Check out this awesome catch by Paul Walker. I have no idea how he grabbed that. But 2nd and 10, 1:45 to play, trying to get something going. Johnson looking deep, gets hit as he throws, but a great play right there by Johnson, standing in the pocket. And he ends up getting the big completion. So Johnson now left side, and that is intercepted in the end zone. I was kind of fiddling around with some different formations there at the end. So anyway, that ended up not going so well and not going how I thought it would. And South Alabama is going to run out the clock, and that is going to wrap up the game. So Georgia State suffers its first loss at home to South Alabama since this program's inception in the FBS, I should say, because I guess it existed before when this started. But nonetheless, so that's going to do it. Check out the stats as are on your way out, I guess. And yeah, so tough loss, 3 straight losses, not what we want, but we do have a couple of road games coming up against Texas A&M and Ole Miss. So those could be tough road games, but both teams are 3-6 right now. We are 5-4. We have 3 games left, so we need 1 win to become bowl eligible, 2 to guarantee a bowl game. So we got to win those 2 games because our last game is going to be against Georgia Tech, who is currently like 12th in the nation, and they were like 3rd for a while. They're a really good program, so it's going to be hard to beat them in week 15 or whatever it is. So I got to say that we got to start winning we got to win our next 2 games. So anyway, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.